just you and I.
Hello again, here we are in Module 1.3. What are the different roles in cloud computing? The learning objectives for this module are: what are the terms used to describe the different roles in the cloud? And what are the common responsibilities for each role? Now, this is significant because unlike on-premise deployments, the cloud is really, you can think of it as kind of an orchestra between a number of different roles to successfully enable customers to get the most out of cloud environments. All right, the common roles are the customer, the cloud service provider, the cloud broker, and the cloud access security broker. Now, what do all these roles mean? The customer is either the person or the organization that is purchasing services from a cloud provider. The cloud provider is the organization that's actually providing the physical infrastructure that is being accessed through the internet. Most of the major cloud providers include AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. Those are really the three largest companies that provide cloud hosting services. The cloud broker, just like in life, there's always a middleman, but cloud brokers provide a really important service to cloud customers. Going to the cloud and utilizing the services properly, it can be very complicated. Even more complicated if you're doing it securely, but that's why you guys are here. The cloud broker really negotiates with the cloud service provider on behalf of the customer, as well as may deploy their own services to help the customer manage and get the most out of their cloud deployment. Now, the cloud access security broker, this is either an application or a server itself that sits between the customer and acts as an access portal to its cloud-hosted applications or servers or its instance. The cloud access security broker, also referred to as the CASB, their role is really to enforce the access, logging, and security policies for the organization in the cloud. Let's take a closer look at how these things interact. So we have our cloud customer in the center here. They are getting services from the they're getting services from the cloud provider. Now, the broker may help that cloud customer. Let's say they're in an industry where they aren't as technically sophisticated, or they aren't really sure how to really get the most out of their cloud services that they're using. They may hire or contract with a broker to help them ensure that they are optimizing their instance, keeping their costs under control, and making sure that that move to the cloud is really economical for their business. Now, let's say they, instead of hosting one environment out in the cloud or their own application, they have a whole host of applications out there in the cloud that they want to access. They probably would contract or purchase some service from a cloud access security broker so that they can log into these various cloud applications without having to worry about multiple passwords, the encryption schemes, and all the nitty-gritty details of identity and access management we're going to get to later in the course. All right, quick question. Which role is paid to monitor, access, and enforce security policies for cloud environments? Is it the customer, the cloud broker, or the cloud access security broker? If you said C, or if you said 3, the cloud access security broker, you're correct. And this is something that some organizations don't necessarily think about. Like, why do I need to pay another service to provide access and authentication to the cloud? Won't I be able to do that? It depends on the complexity of your environment and potentially whether you want to manage some of the tasks that come with providing secure connection to a cloud-based environment. All right, so in this module, we really covered those common roles involved in cloud computing. I mean, one of the major differences I've already stressed is that the cloud really works on shared responsibility between customers and other vendors to successfully gain and utilize those advantages of the cloud that we've talked about in previous modules. In this, we kind of talked about some of the responsibilities of each. The customer is really paying for the services. The cloud provider is providing those hosting services. That broker may be helping with some of those optimization features of utilizing the cloud, and the cloud security access broker, the cloud access security broker, the CASB, is helping with a lot of that identity and access management and forcing the organization's security policies to securely access and monitor activity in the cloud. Now, the size of your organization, the complexity of the cloud deployment, and how many applications you really need to access really depends on whether you'll utilize these services or how they'll work in concert to serve your organization's needs, or how you are going to serve your customer if you already work for a cloud services provider or a company based in the cloud. Okay, we'll get more into this in detail as we continue on.